Okay, it's day 2, our second workout. So this is a 15-minute abs session. So for this, just a couple of the exercises, you can use a weight. So this is a small dumbbell, this is 3 kilos. If you don't have any weights, it doesn't matter. It's only really for one of the exercises, and I'll give you an alternative to do it without, if you like. So I've got my little list of exercises. I've always got a list. And I'm going to put my weight here ready. And we're going to get cracking. So we're going to start off on your hands and knees. So we're going to do some cat-cow stretches. So if any of you have done yoga or Pilates, you'll have probably done these. So you're going to start with in this sort of hands and knees position, and you're going to push your back up, like your crown of your head. Come down. Really push up through your shoulders and feel a nice stretch across the top of your back. And then you're going to go the other way. So you're sinking down here, and now you're looking up as far as you can. Okay, and your bottom sticks up here, and then we're going to go the other way, turning your tailbone down, pushing up through your shoulders, letting your head fall down to the floor, and we're going to just go between these for 4 more. So that's 4, this is 3, nice stretch in between, and this is 2, and this is going to be our last one. And then now you're going to come back into a flat back position, so somewhere in the middle. And you're going to take one arm up, and you're going to take it up towards the ceiling, so you're twisting your spine and your torso, look up towards that hand. So don't worry about how far you can go, just go as far as you can. And then we're going to go on the other side. And we're going to do 4 more of these. So 4, just take it slow, a nice stretch, 3, 1 more on each side. And then this is your last one. Then we're going to come back into this kneeling position, and you're going to take one leg out, and then you're going to take the opposite arm out, so you're in this position. Okay, so it's a bit of a balancing one, you might feel a bit wobbly at first, and then you're going to swap over. So try not to have your head down, just have your neck level. We're going to swap over, and what we're trying to do now as we swap between our alternate arms and legs is try and keep your torso and your back as still as possible. So try and make nothing move except your arms and legs. Okay, and we're going to do 3 more. So this is 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to come back to this position. We're going to turn our toes under, and we're just going to lift your knees off just a couple of inches off the floor and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then down. So we're starting to use your stomach here, and then we're going to do it again. So lift your knees off just a couple of inches and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then down. Okay, so you're going to turn over onto your back. Just checking where we're up to the time. Keep forgetting. 3 minutes. So we're going to lie on our backs here, and we're going to start doing the toe tap that we did yesterday. Okay, so you can have your hands over straight up like this with your feet up. If you have a weight and you want to use it, you can just have your arms locked out and just hold the weight above you. Okay, and you're going to do the thing again that I said, where you take your ribs and your hips and you squeeze them together, pushing your back into the floor. And then you're going to take your one heel back to the floor. You're trying to keep all of your torso still and keep that engagement through your core while you're doing it, and alternate between your legs with feet and in. So we'll start with this, we'll do 12 on each side. So when you're ready, check that back pushed into the floor, keep breathing now, and we're going back. So 1, 2, 3, keeping it. Your back's pushed into the floor, 4, taking that leg back, not just bending the knee, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one, and 12. And then you're going to put your feet down so you can let go of that weight. Just give yourself a rest for a second. I'll demonstrate the next exercise so you can watch for a minute and I'll tell you when you can join in. Okay, so now if you're going to use your weights. If you're not using the weight, just do the exercise without. Okay, so we're in the same position here. So your hands behind your head to start with. We've got our feet flat. Now, in this position, you'll probably have your back arched and your ribs flared. So what I want you to do is, again, find your ribs and your hips, squeeze them together to push your back into the floor and close that gap. So even though your hands are over your head, you've got that back firmly pushed into the floor. And then I want to imagine that you've got a line down the middle of you, which is exactly cutting you in half. And you're going to come up with your weight, or just your hands if you're not using a weight, and do a little squeeze, taking that weight towards your legs. Okay? So I'll just show you it without a weight, back in the floor, come forwards, touch your legs, come back, and all the time our back's staying pressed in the floor. Some people can have problems with the neck on this one. If you've got a bit of a sore neck, the tip for that is rather than stick your neck out as you do it like this and create tension here, you want to tuck your chin in and keep it tucked in. That's going to take some pressure off your neck. If that still has pressure on your neck, don't use a weight. Put your hand behind your head to give your neck a bit of support, tuck your chin in, and then lift up for a little crunch like this. Okay? So whichever one's the best one for you, then we're going to start with that. We're going to do 12. But we're going to start now with in the starting position. So either your hands are over your head, or you've got your hands supporting your head, but you're going to squeeze in, push your back into the floor, and let's do 12 of these little crunches. Let's go. So 1. Nice and controlled both ways. Make that crunch come up down the midline of your body, so left and right, doing the same. 2, 3, nice and controlled. 4, keep that chin tucked in, don't poke it out. 5, and 6, and 7. Keep the back in all the time. 8, back pushed into the floor. 9, 3 more, and 10. 11, last one, and 12. Lovely. And then when you're finished, if you're using a weight, put your weight back down. Alright then, now we're going to do something that's working across the body, okay, to start to use our sides. So we want to be twisting as well as crunching backwards and forwards. So you can put your hands behind your head for this one. And what you're going to do is you're going to go on alternate legs. So you're still pushing your back into the floor, but we're letting our left arm come to reach our right knee and then coming back down. And then we're going to swap sides. All the time we have our back pushed into the floor. And we're going to go nice and slow because we really want to concentrate on feeling that squeeze, that engagement through the core all the way through the exercise. If you find that you're sort of starting to tire and let go of this muscle, just reset yourself, have a little break if you need it, and start again. So we're going to do 12 of these, which will be 6 on each side. So hands behind your head, push that back into the floor, squeeze your ribs and hips together, and let's go. So elbow to knee, 1, and 2, nice and slow and controlled, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one, and 12, and then rest. Okay, so we're going to do each of those 3 exercises again, and then we're going to have a little, just a little stretch, and that's obviously very easy because we're just working out one muscle. So grab your weights if you're using it. I'll do them without the weight this time. So you're going to hold your weight here if you're using a weight. Hands just go up like that, fingers spread if you're not. Knees are up, feet off the floor, remember to squeeze. Just stick my computer in again. I'm sure it doesn't affect the video. Okay, so remember to squeeze, push your back into the floor, hands go up, and then we're going to tap our heel down, keeping that contraction through the stomach all the time. So when you're ready, let's go. So 1, we're doing 12, and 2, 3, keep that stomach pulled in, 4, so it's like squeeze together here, 5, so you're not sucking it in, you're engaging, you're pushing ribs and hips together. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, last one, and 12, and then rest. You may have done Pilates, often talk about drawing your belly button back to your spine. And that's one way of engaging your core. That's and with a lot of the stomach exercise that we do here, you're not quite having that sucked in feeling. Instead, you're having a squeeze together so that you get this really solid feeling in your stomach, because if someone were going to punch you, it wouldn't hurt. Okay, so that's what we're going for. That's the feeling that we want all the time. So the next one, we're going to do the crunch. So if you're using your weight, that's going to be over your head here, and you're going to pull it into your legs. I'm going to do mine without the weight now. So I'm going to have my hands just clasped behind my head. I'm going to push it, see my back up there. I'm going to push my ribs and hips together to close that gap. Got a nice solid feeling there, so if you punch me, it won't hurt. Hands behind your head, and we're going to do a little crunch. Nice and slow. Control up and down. Let's go. That's 1. So control up and down. And 2. And really feel that squeeze in the stomach tensing. 3, 4, 5. I've still got my chin pulled in. Don't let your neck stick out. 6. And 7. And 8. Make sure your left and right hand are moving the same. 8. Keep that back pushed into the floor, remember, check it's still there. 9. I'm only going up a little bit. 10. But controlled each way. 11. Last one. And 12. And rest. And then you can finally let those muscles go and just relax for a second. So our final one is going to be coming knee to elbow to twist, and we're working across the stomach now. So again, you're going to work with you have your head supported in your hands, so cradle your hands, interlock your fingers and have them behind your head. And then before we start, we're pushing that back into the floor, squeezing our ribs and hips together, and then we're going left elbow to right knee. So this is 1, nice and controlled and slow. And 2, keep that contraction all the time. And 3, we're doing 12. And 4, keep that control, keep that back in the floor. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. 10, 11, last one, and 12, and then release. And then you're going to stretch your legs out, hands go over your head, and you can hold onto your hands and just hold on to your wrist with one hand and really pull yourself up. And I want you to think about yourself stretching out as if you're trying to make yourself taller. So really pulling your armpits away from your rib cage. Really feel that stretch down through the front and the sides of your stomach. I want you to push through your heels now and feel a big stretch down the back of your legs. And then point your toes. And then just relax your legs. Let your arms go for a second. And then you're going to pull, so you're going to take hold of your, use your right hand to take hold of your left wrist, okay? And then pull that left arm over to your right side, and that's going to give you a big stretch down your side, and hold that there. And then you're going to swap wrists, so now you're using your left hand to hold your right wrist, and then you're pulling yourself over to the left side Do a big stretch down the side. And then lastly, you're going to just interlink your fingers, lift up, and then again, we'll just do a big long stretch through your stomach. Pulling your elbows away from your shoulders out of your rib cage. Flex those heels, push them away from you, big stretch all the way through your body, and then relax and release. Okay, so let me have a look. I can't see a time of my workouts until I get to the screen, so how long have I been doing? Have I gone under 15 minutes, 40 seconds, look at that. It's almost like I planned it. Okay, so that's a 15-minute ab workout. Alright then, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again.